Welcome back. Now joining us this morning is Carolina Lavanino of Wild Time Productions and organizer of Fermentopia. Good morning, Carolina.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Of course, it's wonderful having you here. So Fermentopia, this is your first year of it. What can people who attend expect there?
Yes, Fermentopia, as the name indicates, it's all about fermentation, about fermented foods. So we have lots of vendors that offer a diverse selection of products that are fermented.
Yeah, and so what vendors are going to be there?
From, maybe I will tell you what products, from cheese to chocolate, wine and cider, hot sauces, and the usual fermented foods like kimchi, kraut, brined vegetables, and sourdough. So it's a huge selection and just fun opportunity to taste different flavors.
Yeah, so cheese, chocolate, hot sauces, I didn't associate those with being fermented. So how is something considered fermented?
So of course, every single of these products is fermented differently. Lactofermentation, like in pickles, is where the sugars in cucumbers are broken down. The fermentation with chocolate happens when cacao beans are being fermented and the flavor profiles are being developed. Coffee is another fermented product that we drink every day, never thinking that, oh my gosh, the coffee beans undergo a fermentation. So there is bacteria in cheese production, again, fermentation process happening. And of course the usual suspect like wine, so grapes being fermented or brewing beer.
So many things that I didn't realize were fermented. So what can people know about the history about it to understand kind of more about fermentation?
Well, this is fascinating. If you dive into fermentation, the history of it across the cultures, across the world is just remarkable. From kimchi and miso in Asia, Korea and Japan, to kraut in Germany and Poland, where I'm from, and those brine vegetables all over the world, in Asia, in Africa, injera in Ethiopia. So everywhere there is something fermented because it was the easiest way to preserve foods.
Yeah, so each culture has their own form of fermentation. So here in the Rogue Valley, what does that look like?
Well, as a person who's been diving into the chocolate world for many years, I know of many chocolatiers that are here in the Valley. I've invited a couple of them. So we've got Branson's chocolate, Scharfenberger chocolate, Z-Spice, and of course I'm missing someone. But then we have Southern Oregon sourdough and Rock Creamery. We've got a couple wonderful wineries, Blossom Barn Cidery, the Noble Fox Brewery. Joey's hot sauce, many people are familiar with him, and Cindy with her kimchi. So there will be a plethora of amazing flavors that are just so unique and different at the event.
Wow, I'm hearing creameries, hot sauce places. Those are some things that maybe people wouldn't think about with fermentation. So what are some misconceptions you've heard from people when you talk about fermentation?
I think many people are really surprised that I'm combining and mentioning hot sauce and then chocolate in one sentence and still talking about fermentation. Of course, there are some more beneficial fermented products that are probiotics for our beautiful gut, but there are also really delightful and indulgent products like wine and beer and chocolate and cheese. So it's all for people, everything to discover, and I'm excited that people will be coming this weekend to experience it all.
Yeah, we are so excited to hear about it as well. So is there anything else you'd like to tell us before we say goodbye to you this morning?
I just hope that people make their way to Phoenix. The event is happening at the Civic Center. I'm partnering with wonderful businesses there, and let's have a good time.
Yes, well, if you'd like to know more about the benefits and history about fermentation, the brand new event Fermentopia happens at the Phoenix Plaza Civic Center this Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Both days. Vendors will also be posted at the Oregon Cheese Cave and Moxie Brew Kombucha. Come down and enjoy all those things fermented, including veggies, cheese, bread, coffee, wine, and more. Tickets are $5 per day. For more information and to get your tickets, visit thefermentopia.com. Carolina, I learned so much about fermentation today, and know that now that chocolate and everything is part of this really cool, broad spectrum of fermentation. So thank you.
And it's healthy.
And it's healthy. That's a bonus. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we'll be right back.